VCA player. And at the same time, Overtriforce, you know, has had a really good year, started getting wins against Trif again, and we go right into it. I appreciate that, boys. Let's go.
So Over, as we see again, as you mentioned, FD being by far his favorite stage.
Yeah.
Which generally would also be considered a more Peach favorable stage in this matchup, right?
Yeah.
Or more dependence-based, you could say.
It kind of depends on the matchup. Like, FD isn't always a bad Sheik stage. But like against the Spaceys, it definitely is. But against Peach, I think it's fairly even.
It's doable, yeah.
Yeah, it's even. It depends on what your playstyle is.
Oh, good knee. He just stares him in the face and throws another one.
Yeah, because obviously if your game plan against Peach is, I'm going to needle camp on platforms, then FD is going to be really bad for you. But if you're happy going in, like Overtriforce always is in every matchup,
then Over's a slap master.
Yeah, then FD is going to be pretty decent against Peach.
And Over taking the lead again, despite starting out with quite a huge percent deficit. Oh, what a pivot grab.
Yeah, that was a crazy grab.
Or just a quick turnaround, but still.
Yeah.
Oh, sneaking under and then calls out the forward air early, which is quite risky, I'd say, because, you know, if you trade in that scenario, you're pretty dead. Oh, and good conversion, but Over. Oh, he did the momentum. He has the momentum.
Yeah, tried to transform.
The momentum from this. Oh, special momentum. That's what it's called, when it just teleports you a bit further into the blast zone.
Yeah. Still, strong start from Over here. VA playing a lot with R23, but might not be exactly one-to-one practice. Yeah. And I like how calm Over is. He's such an aggressive player, but when he has like a kill and he's waiting for his opponent to respawn, he's never doing crazy stuff in between. He's kind of just standing there. Maybe charge some needles, you know?
Recollecting himself as well, maybe?
So he likes to push buttons, but not for no reason. Only when they lead into something big for him.
Or funny.
Yeah, also if it's funny. It's a very giggly player.
Yeah, definitely a crowd pleaser. Oh, and good nair. Even if it was a weak hit, it definitely manages to push Peach off at such high percent. And we really see the pace slowly going Over's way, you know? Having some good back air spacing in order to be able to play around the crouch cancel for Peach, which is so prevalent in this matchup for her.
And you can tell how comfortable he is edge guarding Peach, because he always goes for back throws. And they don't necessarily lead to anything. They're not it's not a combo move for Sheik, but he just likes the positional advantage of having Peach having to get back onto the stage with their slow movement.
And then also being able to, if he forces her to go high, and you know Sheik with like the high jumps, high and floaty jumps, gets to stay up there for a long time. And if she chooses to go low, then he either gets to, you know, needle her and take away her floats and jumps and stuff like that.
Or even hedgehog, you know.
Yeah.
It's a win-win situation.
Oh, but gets UCF'd.
Yeah, it's true.
So 183%, tries to go for the over recovery. Oh, and good crouch cancel jab. Really interesting kill option here, you know. Also very good against floaties in general.
Yeah, it's a huge finisher, like, or a finish setup move for Peach against floaties, because forward tilt sends them too high at that percent. Even down tilt can be DI'd, and it's also, you know, quite easy to move around. So the jab into whatever is usually a pretty good option once your floaty opponent is past 100%.
Oh, we see again jab to grab, very nice pop up as well. And what I'd kind of like to see from VA here is what Trif always does in these situations is you don't need to tech at these percents. Because if you manage to do a slight DI down and away, you get to jump into float cancel and just land. Oh, that's a stitch face right there.
Has the stitch face.
Oh, and he's running. He's running. Oh, wow, and that's a true combo if I've ever seen one.
Wow.
Jesus Christ.
The backfire.
Break dances on him a bit and then unleashes the needle barrage into a stitch face.
And this is why, like, when you see Armada play sometimes, he just chucks the stitch face as far away into the abyss as you can. And people ask in Twitch chat and whatever, why did he do that? Question mark, question mark. And it's like, that's why. Because that stitch face can get in your way in a lot of different ways.
And you know, especially these mid-high percents, you don't want to just get destroyed by a single turnip. That's really not your game plan as Peach. So that's not worth the risk. You'd rather just keep going with the little trade game you have set up from the start and try to elevate a lead and a stock advantage from there. Oh, but good dash dance by Over. Over's so good with his movement, despite Sheik not being considered the best dash dancer with her minimal dash dance range.
Yeah,
Ooh, but good bait again by Over, canceling the needle charge into a slap. Overtriforce laughing off about the Amsterdam, looking into the camera dazed and confused.
Ooh, big back air, but Dreamland coming into play.
Oh, and good up tilt to catch the spot dodge.
Oh, and the big neutral air is still not killing him, DIing up into the top right corner to stay alive there. Good stuff by VA.
Oh my god.
And still, he's alive, even with the
200.
Poof. Oh no, Over. Oh yeah, he barely made it back. I was a bit worried he was going to die there.
I saw you do the practice turnaround.
Yes.
For warm-ups. Those are pretty impressive.
Yeah, it's just to show off. It's still hasn't been useful very many times in tournaments.
Because it is somewhat hard, right?
Yeah. Once you get the hang of it, they're not that hard.
Okay.
But
getting there.
Yeah, getting there is.
So 245 Peach, living to regular percent on Dreamland. This is the daily life of a floaty main, I'd say. So really, let's see if Over can get really any hit. And wow, that kills? Are you kidding me? But Over, despite VA living a long life on that first stock, Over managing to keep it close without taking too much damage.
Yeah.
And really, it shows that against floaties, if they live long, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if they come back from a hard hit after recovering. As long as you don't take damage and you get to have the control, then it doesn't really matter how often you have to find that hard-hitting hit.
And it's kind of funny to see the Peach being the one opting to take top platform and making Sheik waste their jumps to get there. Because that's usually what Sheiks tend to do to Peaches in the matchup, because it's really hard for Peach to get up there.
Yeah, with her slow double jump.
Yes.
Ooh, turns around and then gets back aired in for it in the face. Ooh, and early roll and Over. Very good job to elect the high angle. Oh, and gets pushed off. Wow. Because that could have been a needle, probably.
Oh, yes. And somehow Over has turned this around. Let's see if he can hold on to this stock. Oh, air dodge into what? That was a very strange option. But Over's going to do the classic. Let's see if VA knows the counterplay. He does not.
So what is the counterplay to that? Just down air in general or hold the ledge?
So, for instance, I've seen different players do it differently. Like Foxes can just go down there and shine you as you exit the transformation. Then you're dead. You can't get back up from there. I tried to do it against Triff, who obviously has a lot of experience dealing with Over's shenanigans. He just went down there, stopped it with a float at mid-range, and nared me underneath, like pineappled me. So he hit me underneath Dreamland for doing the runoff down B. So there's definitely some counterplay, but what VA went for was not it. He was trying to hit him with a turnip, I think, but you can take a turnip.
Especially turned him around as well, because he was turned around and then perfectly gave him the ledge grab with Shino stall, or Sammy stall, sorry.
But yeah, Over seems to get away with it a lot, but rest assured that this is not a safe way to become Sheik again. There's a lot of ways to punish it.
Oh, wow, and then the DI out again. Very smart. And if you look back at it again, 245% and Over still in the percent lead right now.
Yep.
Oh, and Over so good at grabbing turnips. He's fickle with those turnips and items.
I think the only character or top player I've seen that's better at catching items than Overtriforce is Wobbles.
Oh, really?
Wobbles
also, Mutaking's very good, I'd say.
Yeah, he's also really good, but Wobbles just does it all the time in tournaments.
Especially against those campy Peaches.
Yeah.
I mean, it's been his lifestyle, basically.
He's about that life. Over's so good at not getting down smashed.
Oh,
I say as he gets down smashed 2 times
that's what I was talking about.
Yeah.
The DI to then be able to not have to tech or expend your double jump and being able to stay grounded.
Oh, it's looking bad for VA.
That's bad.
Yeah, he doesn't have his jump. 2-0 for Overtriforce.
So Over showing good control, being able to really come back from what could be considered a pretty big deficit, and then able to take a game. And now we're sitting here 2-0. Vanity Angel talking to Over. What does the lip reading expert say?
I didn't catch it. I was reaching for my water. I apologize.
Ooh. Crowd coming in with the EU chants.
Yeah. And
making fun of Brexit.
No,
well, we've had some Brexit chants the entire time while having British players play.
Yeah, you kind of have to.
Yeah.
You kind of have to. VA is starting to look a little tired, so I'm hoping he doesn't let the fatigue get to him here. It's been a long weekend of Smash.
He gets a re-grab.
And I like that. That was a dash attack into shield by Overtriforce because Peach is so good at breaking out that you have to respect the neutral air coming down.
And also VA, what he's known for is that he has very good landing mix-up once he lands with a float cancel aerial. And Overtriforce, it seems like, has gotten some really good shield grabs on VA, despite him trying to mix up his very good rising nair to catch the drift to the ledge.
Yeah.
But Over really has been good at getting the shield grabs to be able to play around VA's mix-ups, like, you know, like the single jab, double jab, maybe down tilt, which then also is a timing mix-up and then sets up against Sheik especially for very good damage.
Oh, and that's the Over special. That's the Overtriforce special. Did that to Trifascia at DreamHack Summer last year, I believe.
Oh, Needles a turnip.
Yeah.
Oh, and VA ready for the platform mix-up.
Over taking the time to charge some needles as he's recovering. And again, it's like there's no wasted moments here. We're gonna make the most out of this. Yeah. Oh. Oh, and he got, he got the turnaround there. I think he was high enough.
That would have been insane.
Yeah. But
that would have been another Twitch clip.
Yeah, and those turnarounds are really hard because those turnarounds you need to spend the beginning part of your up B moving in one direction, and then on the last possible frame input the reverse input. You know, so you don't have the entire startup of the up B to set up the reversal. You have to do it in exactly one frame. You know, so that's a lot trickier than just doing it. You know.
And also if you're VA and you see that happen, then it has to be frustrating because, you know, you tried so hard to kill Over and then he does this impeccable tech skill display to get back on stage, and then it really has to rattle your nerve, especially already having to catch this annoying fast player for you as a Peach with your slow character.
It just seems like VA isn't really used to Over style. Like, there's very few Sheiks in the world that have as much high-level Peach experience as Over does.
Yeah.
And one could even argue that Over is probably even more experienced at this than Android is.
That's so frustrating. Jesus Christ.
Parries the turn. Yeah. Oh, misses the reversal this time, too.
And VA gives it a little fist pump for managing to edgeguard Over in this situation. Yeah. So I think his nerves and his emotions might slightly be getting to him.
Oh, what?
Oh my god.
Over. No fear. No fear whatsoever.
Also, I wanted to ask about the Sheik needles. There's something along the lines of the needles having 3 random trajectories that they can go in?
Yes. So what you're talking about here is the grounded needles. It does also happen in the aerial needles, but they kind of move with different sort of paths anyway, because you're dropping or you're rising while you're throwing it. But when you're standing grounded, you shoot needles, and you turn on hitboxes in 20XX and you shoot a full stack, you will see that they will come at a mid-length, slightly higher height, and a slightly lower height. So there's like 3 heights, and that's why you will sometimes, for instance, hit a crouching characters with some of your stack, but not the whole stack.
I see. Because also Amsa, he was he had very good needles on FD to be able to catch Ice's re-jumps to the ledge.
Yeah.
Which granted him a lot of kills on FD.
Yeah. That's mostly to do with the timing and the spacing of your jump when you're catching those re-jumps to the ledge. But it's also the Fox not quite getting the perfect jump to the ledge. Because FD slopes out, so you can sort of shield yourself with the stage.
Ah, I see. Oh, good Amsa tech, or Over tech. Oh, and wow. This time VA is having none of Over shenanigans. Oh, and another one.
Back air into turnip into forward air.
And Over, you know, he's having the time of his life, where I think Vanity Angel, he's really struggling, and I think also he's just, I think, a bit out of gas, I have to say.
And you saw even he smiled at that. Like, that was some high-quality jank from Overtriforce.
The master of jank. Oh, and I think that's a float, and that's a jump as well. And
this is going to be so hard for VA. He needs Over to crouch cancel at every hit of a down smash to have any chance at this.
And then drop his controller.
Yeah, you can see the look of kind of perplexion on Vanity Angel's face.
Just right now, when he got grabbed, he was not too happy about it.
He was resigned to the result of that one. good showing to VA. Wow, what a performance coming out here with the last-minute car scare and just making the absolute most of it, having the tournament run of his life. Good stuff to VA. Everyone give it a hand.
Being the highest-placing Englishman
yes.
here, so definitely is going to look good on his resume. Also having good wins such as his fellow Englishman, Professor Pro.
Yeah.
So good stuff to him. And let's move over to Ryza.
Thank you guys. One last